Hey guys, I wanted to show you a couple of things that might be helpful as far as having your kiddos get in Zoom and be successful with the teaching. There is a video that you can watch to split screen, which is really helpful for Zoom for students, especially if you are wanting them to work on something while in Zoom with you or run another application, like if you're doing a live Kahoot or if you're doing Pear Deck. That's a really good thing for them to know how to do, and it's pretty simple. But something that has been just really essential for me is having my students share their screen so they can either show somebody else what they're thinking, or if they are having trouble with something, I can help them troubleshoot that. So I wanted to show you how you can have your students share their screen. It's a little bit different for them on the iPad than it is on your computer. So if you have a chance between now and if we go remote, I recommend that you go ahead and log into Zoom on your iPad as well, just so you can kind of see what it is for them. For your students to be able to share a screen, at the bottom of your screen, you have the green share screen, and you have the first arrow, but there's a little arrow next to it, and when you click that, that's where your options come up. And so I go to advanced sharing options, and then I change it to all participants for them to share. I don't want them to always have that access, so it's something that I always change. And then now I'm logged into Zoom on one of my iPads, and I can share my screen from my iPad. So for the students, their share screen option is at the top, and notice how mine disappeared. So you have to teach them that they need to tap it for it to appear. And it's a green arrow also, but it doesn't say share screen, it says share content, and you think that's close enough, but it'll really throw them off. So they click the share content. Let me start my video on this. They click the share content, and then that's going to allow them to share their screen now that I've given them permission. And once the share content comes up, they can choose screen. And so then they choose start broadcast. And I have my microphone off so I don't get all this weird feedback. So once it's gone to them, then they are able to show you what they're doing. So if they were, for example, doing something in Google Classroom, an assignment, um, they could share it with you, or if you guys were working on a Pear Deck, you can also project their screens, but they could show you that too. So I have myself signed up as a student in my Google Classroom, so I can always see what my assignments look like on their end, because it's really different. So let's see. This morning we were doing some review on roots, and we worked on the root arch, and they completed this worksheet. And if somebody was having trouble and they're like, I don't know how to edit the PDF or whatever it may be, having them share their screen helps. So, or if they're having trouble getting logged into something, that's really helpful as well. Um, so, for example, if they couldn't get logged into like Reflex Math, I'm trying to see if there's something on here that I need them to be able to do. Um, like if they don't understand what they're supposed to do on a certain assignment, you can definitely have them open it and share their screen with you. So it's just a great feature for that exchange of information. And I've also found that they are great at teaching each other. Um, when we're doing like the math games, which those are all available now on Bridges, just a little link. And when they're doing the math games, um, I can have them share their screen with me and show me who the winner was in the breakout room. It's another way of just like holding them accountable too. So if you have them go into a breakout room for 10 minutes or something and they're supposed to be working on a math game, you can tell them, you know, I want you to share your screen, or they can take a screenshot and turn it into you. Um, Lots of different ways to hold them accountable. But I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen from my iPad. And I also wanted to show you one other thing that you can do. You can use the whiteboard on Zoom, and that allows you to just have a whiteboard in Zoom, and you can either type or you can draw, and there's different shapes and things that you can use in here as well. So it's a great feature, the arrow to point to something. So that's a great feature to have. One thing to be aware of is that your students can also annotate when you have the whiteboard up, or if you are sharing like a Bridges page and you're going over that together, they can also annotate. So you can, in the more at the top, you can disable attendee annotation, or you can show names of annotators, but there can be lots of times that you want them to annotate. You might have a something that you guys are working on all together, and you want different students to be able to just give you input and have them actually do it. So that's something fun that you can do on Zoom too. Breakout rooms are great, and that's at the very bottom of your toolbar. And if you don't see breakout rooms, then it's a setting that you need to change, and I can help you change that. I didn't have it at the beginning of the year either. And it's not like a premium feature or anything. It's just something that doesn't automatically come up. And so you can create breakout rooms manually or automatically, and you can pop in and out of those breakout rooms to just see what your kiddos are doing. The only thing that I don't like is I can't monitor them all at one time. So if somebody knows how to do that, that'd be really cool. But that's just another feature to kind of keep them engaged and keep them going. The thing that I've learned is that I can't get through near as much content online as I thought I could. Even though I'm streamlining it as much as I possibly can, it takes them a while to get logged into Pear Deck or whatever it may be. And it takes more time. And there's always that little delay too of kids talking or asking questions. So for some reason, we just can't get through nearly as much content. So just try to pare it down as much as you possibly can and try to make it fun, give them lots of opportunities to interact and engage, and start out small and then try something new once you feel a little bit more comfortable in a day or two. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This video is obviously not perfect, but I post all of my Zoom lessons anyways, because at least the content is there for students who might have been absent. I don't record if they're not absent though, because it takes a little bit of time to get it uploaded. And another tip too is if you are having them work on something, I have them stay on Zoom with me for a certain period of time while they are completing whatever task it is. That way they can ask me questions like they would in class, and they also have me holding them accountable. It's definitely not perfect. I'll still have kids who say like, oh yeah, I got that done. And like if it's reflex or amplify, I can't see it right away. But if it's something that they're turning in the classroom, I can. And so I can say, well, let me double check and make sure that it's turned in and that it's complete. They've learned to just click turn in, and then it goes off of their missing assignments list. So I've gotten lots of blank documents turned in, and I just have to send it back to them right away so that it comes back up on their missing list. But again, you just need to kind of start small. I have some Zoom expectations that I'm sharing with you guys too that I think helps, that you can kind of set some class rules before you ever even get started. So reach out if you guys have questions, and I'm not an expert by any means, but I've practiced it a lot, and I hope to one day be really, really great at it. And I'm here to help you guys with anything that you might need. All right, take care, stay healthy, and hope to see you in person soon.